the River Spies set up right behind the table, so we have us practiced in a certain order, so give us just a quick moment.
We are the River Spies from Edison Elementary.
We are an after-school science group that studies water quality in Eugene's watershed. And specifically, we've been studying water quality in the Amazon Creek watershed, and we are here tonight to share not only that data that we've collected, but also to share our predictions about what we think will happen to the water quality if the Amazon headwaters are developed. And tonight I have the River Spies, at least a handful of them. This is our first grade group. I'm going to introduce them. They're just going to lift their hands as I introduce them. So the first one is Levi and Christopher. Hi. Eleanor. Hello. Andrew. Hello. And Rory. Hello. And we also have Brennan there at the back, who's representing the River Spies, and I see Selwyn off to the corner. She can raise her hand. So we have some other River Spies in attendance to hear the presentation tonight. So I am going to hand the microphone back to Christopher, and just wait one moment while I change it.
We determine stream health by surveying for aquatic macroinvertebrates and by measuring temperature, turbidity, pH, and dissolved oxygen. Turbidity is the amount of solid particles floating in the water. Turbid water can smother aquatic eggs and clog animal gills.
We're going to go back one slide. So we have one missing, so we're going to have Rory read Sophia's part.
Temperature affects an animal's ability to live in water. Temperature also affects oxygen levels. Cold water can hold more oxygen than warm water. On the pH scale, pure water is 7.0 or neutral. When the pH levels are too low or too high, aquatic organisms can no longer survive. Animals that live in water need dissolved oxygen to breathe. Streams with high levels of dissolved oxygen are healthier environments. Aquatic macroinvertebrates are indicators of water quality. They are grouped according to pollution tolerance.
And I'm going to have the river. These are some aquatic macroinvertebrates that we have indeed found in Amazon Creek. I'm going to point to some, and they're going to tell you which ones these are. Go ahead. Caddisfly, mayfly,
leech, water strider, right-hand snail.
Thank you, River Spice. So I'm going to share a little bit more about what we've learned about our stream. So as far as these aquatic macroinvertebrates that you see up on the stream, in the upper reaches of the Amazon, closer to Amazon headwaters, along the trails, we find caddisflies and mayflies, which indicate much better water quality. And in lower reaches, when we get into the urban portion of Amazon Creek, we find things such as lots of leeches, water striders, and more snails, and that indicates that the water quality is not as pristine. So we are able to tell from what we find what the water quality is. And this is a map with some fun stars and some stickers attached. So this is a map a portion of South Eugene, so this is Edison Elementary, and then we have surveyed all the way along from about 29th and Willamette Amazon Park, Fox Hollow, up into what's considered the Amazon headwaters, and that star right there would be the Beverly property that's slated for development. And we have some pictures of the River Spies out doing their surveys and collecting all the different parameters that Christopher mentioned earlier. So this is along the Martin Street Trail, along Amazon Headwaters, just at the very end of Amazon Parkway and Martin Street. And then you see the vast difference already. This is Amazon Creek and Fox Hollow. And we have our macroinvertebrate nets. And then this is Amazon Creek at Amazon Park. And I won't go through too much of the specifics of this data, but what you see up here is that the stream quality itself is already bordering on not so good, and we have sometimes higher turbidity levels. We have dissolved oxygen at 4 parts per million, which really for something like a salmon, we want anywhere from 8 parts per million to 12 parts per million for them to be able to survive and thrive. So we're not quite to salmon creek quality, but definitely we have other fish that we've seen there that are managing to survive in the stream itself. What's more telling than just the different water quality data that we've collected at our 3 sites is our macroinvertebrate data. So in the bluish purple here, the Amazon Creek headwaters, if we're looking just at aquatic macroinvertebrates, is the only place that even reaches fair water quality. Once you hit that urban boundary, basically Martin Street going north, that the water quality all of a sudden becomes poor from the influx of all the storm water and pollutants being dumped into the creek. And the Long Tom Watershed Council, if you look on their website, that the River Spies data really aligns with what the Long Tom Watershed Council data has found. So we have corroborated our own data with them. And then I am going to hand the microphone back to Levi.
These are our predictions if the Amazon headwaters are developed.
Water pollution levels will increase.
Abundance and diversity of aquatic organisms will decrease.
Turbidity will increase and harm aquatic organisms.
The area will be more prone to flooding if the riparian zone is destroyed.
And I would also note that these are all predictions that the River Spies came up with themselves after being able to study the creek habitat. And so our conclusion is thus that we should support actions that improve local water quality rather than actions that further degrade the ecosystem's delicate balance. And we have to leave you on a very, very positive note that there are many things we can do to protect our waterways. And again, these are all suggestions coming from the River Spies themselves, that we can pick up trash. The River Spies do an Amazon Creek cleanup every session that we meet. We can create rain gardens to help filter stormwater. We can clean up pet waste. And you can definitely limit the use of fertilizers and chemicals and other pesticides so it's not all washed into the creek system. And, of course, use water wisely to protect our freshwater resources. So we'd like to thank you so much for listening to our presentation tonight. And I'd like to personally thank the River Spies for being here tonight.
Thank you very much, and thank you parents too for participating in tonight's presentation. I really appreciate you being here. A lot of people in this audience have worked tirelessly to help protect the Amazon watershed and will continue to do so.